my review for Creepshow. I really like anthology movies, so like Body Bags, but also like anthology shows like Tales from the Crypt or the most popular Twilight Zone. This came about. George A. Romero, or the Godfather of Zombies, or the King of Zombies, partnered up with Stephen King, the King of Horror, and they were like, let's do a movie that is inspired by the EC comics from back in the 1950s. So like people like Stephen King, George Romero, John Carpenter, they grew up reading these 1950s horror comics by EC Comics. Then the government showed up and was like, these comics are corrupting the youth. They're turning youth into psychopaths. So horror comics went away. But yeah, from like looking at like Tales from the Crypt, that was executive produced by Robert Zemeckis, who did Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They all grew up reading those comics. This is kind of their, it's clearly like Tales from the Crypt, but they called it Creepshow, and they're like, hey, that'll avoid a lawsuit. So this movie has 5 stories. We got Father's Day, The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, Something to Tide You Over, The Crate, and They're Creeping Up on You. Now, that's where the problem lies with this movie. I do like this movie, but this is a kind of long movie. It's 2 hours on the dot. And when I was looking at somebody put up the run times of each of the segments, and it's like, okay, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. Ooh. And then like 10 minutes. So, and the one that's the longest is The Crate, which I think is my least favorite segment in this. My favorite segment in this is honestly, it's Father's Day, because it's so like, okay, nothing's happening. And then by the time the third act of that segment hits, it's like, oh boy, like it just goes nuts. So Father's Day is about a family who celebrates Father's Day, but they're the patriarch of that family was very abusive, very kind of an evil guy. And he was killed by another member of the family. They basically come together and kind of celebrate the death of him. But thanks to booze, he wakes up as a giant zombie. So that's that one. That one's my favorite. Then there's The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, which is basically the Stephen King comedy bit, where it's this guy who's a bit goofy. A meteor crashes on his farm and starts to turn everything into like grass, including, because he touched the meteorite and the juice gets on him, it starts turning his body into like green, into like grass, and it starts taking him over. Something to Tide You Over is Leslie Nielsen being creepy for 20 minutes. And that's another thing about this movie. There's a ton of people in this. I mean, you got Stephen King. In this segment, you got Leslie Nielsen. You got Ted Danson. In The Crate, you got Hal Holbrook, Adrienne Barbeau. I mean, and in the wraparound, it's about a kid who's Joe Hill, which is Stephen King's kid. And his father, played by Tom Atkins, without a mustache and with blonde hair. So it's a bit strange to see that. Basically, he's scolding his kid, saying like, "Why are you reading these comics? These are terrible." So there's a lot of people in this. So something to tide you over. It's Leslie Nielsen being creepy. He puts Ted Danson into the sand and become like water zombies or something. The crate has Hal Holbrook. He finds this crate that has this beast in it, and it starts killing people. And Adrienne Barbeau plays this kind of like annoying, not really abusive, but just more annoying wife. And he full on tells her like, "Yeah, you should check out this crate." And she full on goes to it, and the monster comes out and kills her. And then they're creeping up on you is basically a germaphobe dealing with a bug problem in his apartment, and that's about it. That one honestly wasn't my favorite until what happens at the very end. And I was like, okay, you brought me back. Yeah, the biggest problem for me is that the runtime is just too long. If the crate was cut out or cut down a bit, it would have been better. But overall, this is a fun party movie. This is a movie where you could put it on in the background. You can jump in and out every now and then, and just go like catch one segment and then leave to do something else, then come back and watch another segment. That's why I really like anthology movies. It's like Body Bags or VHS, where you can watch each segment like the way it is, or you can jump in and out. So I think those are fun party movies, like anthology movies, which is why I like them. This I would give, probably an average. I really liked Father's Day. I do like The Lonesome Death of Jordy because of the body horror and the fact that it's Stephen King. Not the best acting, but it's Stephen King. Something that tied you over. Leslie Nielsen is just really scary in that one. The Crate, I liked the premise. It just went on too long. And then They're Creeping Up on You was kind of like a filler one. But, overall, I still enjoyed this. It's a fun party movie. Anthology movies are fun party movies. So if you are having a party, like a Halloween party or something like that, or horror party, whatever, this would be a fun movie to put on in the background. So I recommend you watch this movie fully. It's a fun movie. It's over the top. They know exactly what they're doing. Another favorite thing I love is that the comic panels they do. It's so cool. It's not like Battlefield Earth or Hulk, where it's like, oh my God, this is just stupid. This is actually really good. The way they did it was really good. So I enjoy this movie to give it an average. That's my review for Creepshow. Hope you like the review. Comment below to see what other movies you want me to review, and I'll see you next time.